Hey everyone, so today I have my friend Alpha again, and today instead of doing coding interviews, system design interviews, I mean, this is a form of coding interview, we're gonna do a front end focused interview. So we're gonna be putting him through a React interview. How do you feel about that, Alpha?
I mean, once again, we're sad at the leak code, yeah, I guess I will share. So I did. So on interviewing IO, they give you like a free one.
Mm,
So I just did one just for fun, for with algos, and I got some dude from Meta who's like a senior at Meta, and I was like,
nice.
okay, let's see how it goes. And yeah, he said I got like a perfect score on it, so I
Wow.
was like kind of curious, yeah, I feel like the question wasn't that hard. It's mostly just a time crunch. Like you got to like talk about what you're gonna do, write the code, and do a dry run in like 25 minutes or something.
What did
So
they
if I
ask
just had the
you
code,
in the interview IO?
yeah. So they asked me the spiral matrix thing, and I was like, well, since this is a
I
mock, I'll
see.
just say I just did this before. Let's do another one. And then they asked me some or like matrix traversal thing. So you have like a start and an end and obstacles, and like what's the give me the path that you would take to get to the end, not just like a distance, but like the entire path, something like that.
I see. Okay. Um, so today, what I want you to build is Minesweepers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely not
that's
familiar with Minesweeper, so we're gonna
okay.
have to
You're following the stream right here, real quick, right?
let me pull it up
So
actually.
we're
I
gonna
have to.
build a Minesweepers, and we're gonna do a simple like 20 by 20 board, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's do a simple 15 by 15 board. Yeah, if you have my stream, you kind of
Mm-hmm.
click on. So the place is gonna be filled with random mines, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be random mines inside. Let's just walk through one by one. Let's just build a 15 by 15 board with some mines in the different cells.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just first do that.
Start with that. Okay.
Yeah, see, like when you hit a
Okay.
mine,
So we have 15 by 15 board with mines at random cells, and
what
then what can we do? I guess do we have like no clicking, just literally a board? Like I guess we can click and it'll just say mine or not mine or something.
when you
Like that's
click,
okay.
okay, there's three cases, right? When you click on a mine and you click on the mine, you lose right away,
Okay. Yeah.
right? And then what's it called? If you click on a cell that is right beside a mine, it will tell you how many mines are beside it. Kind of.
Okay. Yeah.
Shoot. If you click on a mine that's not adjacent to any mines, what it'll do is it'll pretty much recursively like uncover all of the cells adjacent to it, but
So
don't
you said if you click on a mine, we lose, right? So how would we? If you click on a mine that's not adjacent to other mines, wouldn't we just lose?
like if you click. Pretend I clicked right here, right? It wasn't adjacent to any mines,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So it uncovered. Unique pointer, what's up? It uncovered all of these other cells, and then okay, what does one here mean?
There's one mine
There's
next to
one
it, I
mine
guess.
adjacent to it, but you don't know which one. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What does this three mean?
Okay, there's a delay. So there's three mines next to it.
Yeah,
So like
like
in
click it.
the
You
okay, I
see, we
see.
lost. It's three. It's like three. And it's like. Wait, let me take a picture of this.
Okay.
You see, like it's saying three, but it's like not just four directional. It's like diagonals.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, what we need to do is figure out the mines, and then also like figure out the numbers on each of the cells at first.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused on how. So if you click something that without mines, like how does it know when to stop recursively clicking on other stuff? I guess. Like you
Like
clicked on one,
basically,
not sure
what
how
it's
that
gonna do
goes.
is it's gonna uncover all of the mine. It'll uncover all of the empty cells up until the ones that don't have mines. So you can see like when we uncovered it, only these ones. Like pretend there was nothing here. It would keep uncovering it. Essentially,
I see.
it'll keep
So we're
uncovering. Basically, pretty much just uncover all of the cells that don't have anything, and then also their neighbors, as long as
okay. Yeah. Yeah, kind of makes sense. And then the cell with nothing just has no mines next to it, I
Here,
guess.
here, I'll send you the leak code question so you know what it.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah, I feel like making the UI part of it and the leak code thing might be a while, but let's
Yeah.
see.
No, let's work on the UI portion. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is. I'm gonna send you this question so you can kind of understand um,
Mm-hmm.
what is going on here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let me drop it. Where should I drop this? Probably at the bottom of the app here.
You put in the README or something, I don't know, or whatever.
Okay, let's drop it in the README.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, we have time. We
So
got like an hour. Let's just see how far we can get. This is a valid question. I've seen this get asked. Like implement Minesweepers.
in a UI, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess if we want to break this down into parts, do you have a recommendation for like maybe?
Let's work on the UI. I want to focus more on the UI portion of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like this
Okay,
is honestly a
so
harder front end question than most.
right. So I guess we can make a grid. You said a 20 by 20 grid, and then we can place mines. Maybe we can start with something simpler, like instead of that recursive thing, we just click and it'll tell us how many mines. And then like if we click on a mine, we lose, and then we
Yeah.
can add the recursive thing. Like I feel like the recursive thing is
Yeah.
like the hard part, and then we could have everything other than that
Yeah, exactly.
quickly.
Let's do that. See, like I already like your thought process here. When you get a question like this, you need to break it down. It's gonna be complicated. That's a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just build the board and be able to click and uncover elements in that board.
All right, so let's just get rid of some of this. And then okay, app. Probably don't need any of that. And then the main index. Okay, so I guess we want to show something like app. Is it showing? Okay, so cool. So let's just start off building like, and you said we can just hard code like a 20 by 20
20 by
board
20
here.
board, yeah. 20 by 20 board.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's just think about how we want to have like these components. So we can have a board, and then we can have like a for the board, we basically want to have two states, I guess, like
Feel free to
hidden
whiteboard here.
or
It opens like Scala draw if you click the right. If you wanna
oh
draw
yeah,
anything
cool.
out.
Okay, so if we have a board, we can let's just have a short one here. Let's just have a 3x3. So we're gonna have a board. Maybe we want to have like a cell can be its own component. And then what does a cell need to know? So it needs to know like mine or not, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then we can pass down like a function that will uncover mines. So mine or not, and then also, yeah, I guess maybe we can actually calculate this ahead of time. So for every cell, we can calculate like the mines, like pre-compute that, and then pass it down. And then we can also say if it's a mine. So we'll say like mine or not, and then also like number of mines around or whatever. And then the other state it needs to have is like covered or not. So when we click on a mine, we lose. And then when we click on anything else, it'll just like flip to uncovered, basically.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can have like some kind of like is game over or something like that, where like if we click on mine, we just lose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what we can do too is we don't have to worry about like when you click on something that's uncovered to recursively uncover the other ones. Let's just like do one
Mm-hmm.
click at a time. If it's a mine, you lose. If it's like a number, it just shows that number. If
Mm-hmm.
it's empty, if it has like no mines near it, it just uncovers that one cell. But let's get that UI working.
Yeah. Okay. So first, I guess I'm trying to think of like, so we need a 20 by 20 board.
Sure.
How do we want to build this thing? I feel like we can just make like a 20 by 20 array, and then we can have like a mine or not a mine, and then we can put things into. Yeah. So let's do that. So in the app, let me get out of this React. Okay. So how do I get out of the drawing? Okay. So in the app, what we want to do is we want to make a 20 by 20 board with mines, and I guess we'll just we only want to do that once though. So maybe we'll like put that in a use effect, and then we'll create it. So we'll say like Yeah, I don't know if this is okay. This is TypeScript, I guess. So board set board, and then we can just create it here. So we can have a state, and we want a 20 by 20. So array 20 fill. We can fill it with, I guess, 0 or whatever, and then we can map to another. Yeah, we can basically just map this to another array of 20 by 20. So element array 20, and then we can think about what we actually want to like fill. Can I do this? And no, I can't. Okay, so I think I need to just import useState. I don't actually even think I need this. Oh, okay. Maybe like this, React.
Yeah, I think you need to import React.
I don't know what's string literal. I feel like this is just fine. I don't know why it's giving me the problem. Like spacing or something? Or what am I doing wrong here? I guess let's see what it's. Does it have an error? Import useState. Something parse unexpected token from. Yeah, I feel like this should just work. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Why are we getting an error here? So React refers to global. Yeah, I literally don't know why that is also an error. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just not gonna ignore that and then keep going. Because yeah, this stuff is just whatever. Okay, so we make this board. I guess we want to figure out like what we put in this board. So maybe in this board we'll put in zeros and ones. So for a board, we can say 0 is not a mine and then 1 is a mine. Okay. Yeah, I literally have no idea. Okay, so the next thing we want to do here is we basically want to like put in mine. So how many mines should we have in here? Yeah, I guess
10,
that would be a good question.
10.
10? Okay. Okay, so I guess what we can do is, and then does it matter kind of like do we have to have some kind of random, can we do something as simple as just for every cell, just like 50-50 put it in, and then once we have 10, we're done? Or do we want to have some kind of like pick a random row and column and then keep doing that until we get 10? Does like the algorithm we get this thing matter too much?
Wait, what did you say?
Yeah, in terms of figuring out where the mines are actually at, like putting them randomly, can we literally just make it as simple as just go through the board and like 50-50 put it in? Or maybe like, I guess if there's 400 cells, maybe like 25% chance put it in, and then once you have 10, then just like break? Or do we want to just get a random row and column and keep checking if it's in there?
Yeah, let's just do a loop that runs 20 times or 10 times. Like we said 10 mines?
Yeah.
Let's just do a loop that runs 10, that creates 10 mines, and it just grabs a random row and column and tries to insert it.
If it's there already, then whatever, we'll have less than 10.
Yeah, that's fine. We can work on that after. I mean, it'll probably be a simple while loop, right? To just
yeah, sure.
Like while the number it's created is less than 10, just keep using.
Sure, yeah, that's fine too. Okay, so use effect. So yeah, we'll probably want to use effect here, and then we basically want to do this when the component first mounts, I guess. So we'll have it here, and then we can make the function here. So we can say like mines equals 0, and then like while mines is less than 10, I guess, and then we can worry about like cleanup later. So mines less than 10. Then we'll do this like get a random location. So const row equals math random, and I think you want to multiply by, let's see, so I think you want to multiply by 20 and you want a floor. I think that gives you a random row. Okay, and then do the same thing for the column.
What does math random give? Like, is there any way to just do between 1 to 20 there already?
I feel like there's not. I think math random gives you a number from 0 to 1. It gives you a decimal. and then when you multiply by 20, you get something from 0 to 19 point something, and then you just floor that down to get 0 to 19. I don't think there's a way to, like in Python, you can give a range. I don't know if you can give a range in JavaScript. Maybe there is, and I just don't remember. But
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So we'll just check like if this is already in the board. Oh, we also need to actually. So we want to make this update all in once actually, because if we like update the state, then this will run again, and we don't want to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we want to get all these, and then we want to like update the board, or we can just make a new board. I guess that's also fine. So yeah, so we can say like const new board equals, and then we can just do this guy fill with 0. Okay, and then we can say, oh, we want to do that up here, and then we can say, let's see. So while this is the case, if new board row column is already true, then we want to skip because there's already a mine, so we can continue. Otherwise, we can update it. So new board. Yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of like leak code type stuff in here, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put in a mine. Can't find. Okay, board. All right, so now we want to make this whole update at once. So I think if we do this, I don't know if it's going to complain that there's a dependency. Okay, it looks like it's not. So this is fine. So we're going to set the new board. So now this board has mines, so we're good there. So I guess maybe to start, we can just log the board and see if it's working. And yeah, I'm still not sure why this div is complaining. Well, this is a module import. Yeah, I have literally no idea. So, and yeah, I don't know if you have like any thoughts.
For which
React first. So on line 21, there's like a bug. It says for me. I don't know if I have to like refresh it or what. Maybe I'll refresh the coder pad.
Like my whole thing is tweaking right now.
Yeah, React. Can I import React now? Yeah, like not literally nothing is like loading. It just is loading forever. Is that what you're getting to?
Yeah. Let's see. Wait, let's remove this. Maybe it's like doing a crazy re-render.
That's okay. Yeah, it's still not loading. So index CSS, app from app, get root. Yeah, I literally don't know.
Dude, this thing is annoying.
I know, yeah.
Like
so app CSS is nothing, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, there. Not finally loaded for me.
Okay. So what was it?
Or it's being annoying. Akash, what's up?
Okay, it is showing the thing now, so that's good. Okay, and now if we go back to that, does it work or is it? Oh, I see. We actually do have an infinite loop. I didn't notice. Okay, so I guess that's a risky. So we'll go. Okay, now let's try to uncomp. So we had an infinite loop was the problem.
Let's see.
Okay, wait, what? Oh, you commented it, so it's. No, I think you have to uncomment it.
Let's see. Did I comment it?
Or actually, okay, let's try this.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I have to add it in, and then it should hopefully not infinite loop. So I might have to like refresh it. Mines ++, yeah. If new border, okay, it's still saying. I think it's still infinite looping.
Yeah,
is what's going on. Let me see why. So row call if new board. Otherwise, yeah, we should be getting. Yeah, this should be fine. We can console log maybe. Wait. Yeah, it's also annoying that you can't like have it not run or something. I am quite confused while this is the case. App. Okay, it's not infinite looping anymore. Okay, I think it's working, but it took like 5 retries to And so we do see it. I don't know if you see the same thing in the console. So we do have like random locations, and this is all in there now.
Let's see.
I don't know. Can you like refresh the app? Yeah, because I'm seeing it on my end. You might have to like refresh the coder pad, but this is definitely
Dude, yeah, this thing is terrible.
super annoying. Yeah. So I guess anything that can cause an infinite loop in this platform is pretty bad because it'll just like crash.
I see. To like restart the server. Oh, it's a Vite server.
Yeah.
Nice, perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you look in the console, it'll have everything. Okay, cool. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, nice. So we got the board. One step at a time, I guess. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is we need to figure out how to render everything, and then we also need to, I think probably what we want to do is we want to for every cell, we want to just like mark down how many neighbors it has. Yeah, and I think we can do that. So because the neighbors is going to depend on the board, we can kind of just make a new one. So
Okay.
we can just
I
make
just
a
have
new
a quick
array.
question.
Yeah.
Could you quickly just explain what use state and use effect do?
Sure. So state is in React to actually like determine when you want to re-render a component. So things will persist. Like if you change the state of something, the component will re-render, and then everything else doesn't. Like it depends. Like these variables I make in this component won't get saved unless they're in state or like a ref. So basically the way it works is whenever anything in your state changes in a component, that component will re-render along with its children.
Hmm.
So and then use effect is just a function that runs, and then you can give it a bunch of different ways of how it runs. So when we get to empty brackets, it means when this component first runs, this function will only run once. If you give it dependencies, this function will run every time a dependency changes. And then if you give it nothing, I think it just runs every time. So if I just get rid of this, it'll just run on every re-render. Is that good?
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, so we can get rid of this console log now. So yeah, so
Okay,
the thing
wait,
we
one
can
more
do.
question. Why not just do this? Why not just say board equals like this?
Uh, well, first of all, I see. Yeah. So okay. So in that case, if we did this and we never so if we just did that, when if we had any other state that changed, these mines would get put into different spots every time. So if we had any other state in this app that we needed and we called set state on it, then it would just make a new board at every single re-render. And we want to persist our mine locations across re-renders of the component. So we want to put the mines in one place, and then when they're doing stuff, we want to keep them in the same place. Otherwise, when they click on something and we change the state, it would just put mines in like a whole nother place, and it wouldn't make any sense, right? Like you click on something, it tells you there's 8 mines, and then it re-renders, and the mines are all over the place again. So
Okay, sounds good. All right, yeah, continue. What are you doing now?
okay.
Like actually displaying it?
So the next thing I want to do is actually I want to make a new array here that's going to tell us how many neighboring mines it has. And then that's going to make it really easy to show everything we need. And this array is going to be based on the mine, so we don't need it in state. So every time the mines update, we can just make a new array of if this was like some big costly operation, we can also keep it in state, but I don't think we do for this. So essentially we're going to make a copy of the board, and we're just going to calculate how many mines are in adjacent cells. So we're going to say like neighbor mine count or mine neighbor count or something. We'll call this like simple mine count maybe. And then we'll make a new array. We'll map it all with 0 again. And now what we want to do is we want to go through every single cell. We want to check all of its neighbors and then add up the count and then put it in here.
Sure.
So yeah, so let's do that. So we can say like we can just make like a nested for loop here. Yeah. And we can, so this function doesn't use state at all. So we can technically write it outside of the app and put it in like another file. If this was like a real thing, like we just have some like calculate whatever in some other file. So this component wouldn't be so messy, but we'll put it in here for now. So we'll just say like for we'll let r equals 0 here. R is less than 20. And then also, if you didn't want to make this 20 by 20, we can pass props down into here, and then instead of like hard coding 20, we can use something else.
Sure.
But for now, we'll just do this. So for
Let's just hard code it outside here then, just so.
Yeah, we can do that. So we can go like dimension or something, or we can do like rows equals 20. Yeah, so we can do this, and then we can just pass that in. So yeah, so rows is going to be that, and then I think it's like this. I mean, it's not going to matter in this case, but so yeah, rows, columns, or in fact, we'll just make it simpler by just going n, so it'll always be n by n. Okay, yeah, that'll be simpler. So go this, 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 that. Okay, and then that way, yeah, we can just modify the variable outside.
Right there, right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then
Okay.
down here.
Cool. So yeah, so we'll have this, and then the columns is less than n as well. And so yeah, we basically just want to count here how many neighboring cells it has. So we probably need another loop, but this will only loop through like 9 places. So we'll say like let count equals 0, and then we can have another loop of like I equals. So we can only go back 1, forward 1, or yeah, basically. So I is -1, I is less than or equal to 1, I is plus, and then the same thing for j. So it's kind of messy, but this will work. J is less than or equal to 1, j is plus. Okay. And then we can say like if I equals j, we'll continue, because that's you're just checking the same cell. So if I equals j, or we have to do that add bounds conditions here as well. So if I is less than 0, or I is equals n, or j is less than 0, or j equals n. Okay, we'll continue. And then so otherwise, we actually want to add this to the count. So we'll say count plus equals, and then our board is what we have, right? So board of ij. Okay, and that what that will do is we can say this. So this will give us a count of neighbor mines for the cell. Okay, and then we can just put it into the cell. So we can say mine count of row column equals count. Okay, so now ideally, if this works, we should have our board, and then we should have our board of mines. So now we can think about displaying things, and it's going to be super easy, because all we have to do is pass these props down into like. So we're going to have a cell, and the cell is going to have a mine or not, and then count of neighbor mines, and then we also need to pass down a state of like clicked or not clicked as well. Yeah, because we need to know like is it clicked or is it not clicked.
Yeah.
So
let's just get the board showing without like unclicked.
Without unclicked. Okay, cool.
Like,
yeah, so let's get the board
unclicked for now, just to see that it's generating properly.
Okay, yeah, cool. So we can make another component in here called like cell or something, and this will just be yeah. So it'll take in.
Is there any issues that we can have here when it comes to like here from line 20 to 35? Like any optimizations we can do here?
Yes. So we can, I think we can probably have like a use memo here, because we don't need it to re-render this guy unless the board changes. Right. So if the board didn't change, we don't need to update it.
Why
so
why like use memo instead of just like in the use effect?
In the use effect. So if we put it in the use effect, then like we need access to this variable. If we put in the use effect, we won't have access to it, I think. I mean, unless we make it up here, we could do that too. Well, actually, no, I don't think we can. Yeah, so we need to either put it in state and then update it in the use effect, or we need to or we can do it like this and use a use memo. I think either one's fine.
Because you usually use memo as something like you want to create, like you're creating an object or you're creating some like data structure that you want to cache, right, and then use it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is not really creating a data structure. It's more just populating your state.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it's like,
so we can put it in state, I guess, as well. That would be the alternative. If we just set it in the use effect, then it's just like a local variable. So I don't think.
where's
I mean,
mine
that would
count
be kind
here?
of weird. Or sorry, what was that?
Mine count. Let's see.
Yeah, like if we just put it in the use effect, I mean, maybe there will be some like closure type stuff, but I think this is not like the best practice to do it like that. So yeah, I think I would probably put it in state if you want it to like not update every time, and then you can set it in the use effect along with set board. So you can set a set board and set mind count. That would work as well. So we
Okay.
can just do basically like this.
Well, so you want to keep the board and the mine separate, like two boards, like one where the boards, like one for the board and one where a different.
Yeah, I mean, we could have an array. We could have an array of like tuples or something, but it's already like a 2D array, so we'd need like a 2D array of tuples, which is just going to get messy. So maybe we'll just make a new one
I
here.
see. Okay.
So we'll go set mind count, and then so this will also work. And then we can just say like, so we move this all up into here, and then we need to so we need to use this set mind count. So we'll say, so this wouldn't be mind count, this would be like temp mind count or something. And then you would say this, and this wouldn't be board, this would be new board, because that's the one we need to be using. So it'd be something like this, and then you would set the board, so you can set the board down here, and you can set the other one, set mind count to temp mind count.
Sure.
And then
So
these are just, yeah, I also know, I don't think they're like a formatting thing, which is kind of annoying because I use that all the time for front end.
yeah, just like tab it in.
Okay, so essentially, yeah, so this use effect works now, and we have the board and the mind count. And now all we're going to do is just populate this cell, right? So this
Yeah.
cell is going to take a mine or not.
Would you be able to add that to a different file, just like that cell, just to make it easier
Oh,
to?
yeah.
to
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. So can you make new files in this?
yeah, I just created like same way as regular, and then just import it.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, so we'll say, does this work? Nope. No, it doesn't work. Dang, that sucks. Okay. All right. So I guess we'll make a new one. So function cell. And yeah, I don't know if I have to give like cell props or something in TypeScript. I mean, we can do that. So we can export default cell. Definitely takes some time to get used to this like coder pad.
Yeah.
Return nothing. I don't know if it's like white. Do I have to save it? It says auto saves, but
Maybe
it's not.
It's not importing React.
Oh, I see. You have to import. Okay.
I don't even know.
Yeah, it's still all white, which is really weird.
That's annoying. Let me refresh.
I have no idea why. Expected CSS.
Oh no, it's working for me now. When you fix it, import.
Yeah. I guess it just has like slow reload or something.
Yeah.
It's definitely frustrating. Wait.
Yeah. Well,
The
now
whole
it's
cell
letting
is gone now for
yeah.
me. Like when I click on it, it just says
Okay.
import.
Try it now. Try it. Yeah. Go from it now. Let's see.
Okay, I'm refreshing it.
Or you're not gonna get it back, so just add it back in again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we'll import React from. Oh, I don't think we even need to import React, right? It's not importing in the app.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't think we need. I think we just need function. Okay, it is at least like the right color now. Okay. So we'll return like this for now. Yeah, I think I need to like fix my coder pad settings or something later. Okay. Default cell. Okay. So it's gonna take a is mine field, and it's gonna take a count neighbor mines or something. Neighbor mines. Okay. And so all we want to return here is basically just like maybe a div, and then class name cell, and then yeah. So this will just have, I guess, what do we want to show? I don't think we need to show anything. Or I guess we want to show if it's a mine or not. So maybe we'll just like have an M for mine and nothing for like. Yeah, I guess if we always wanted to show what should we display for not mine, that would be kind of weird, right?
Like just 0 or something.
Okay, sure. So we'll say yeah, I guess we'll just write something in here. So we'll say like uh okay, yeah, I guess 0 would work as well. So we'll go like is mine we'll just show like mine or something. Otherwise we'll show 0. And then we'll also show the neighbor count if we're just showing it right away. So count neighbor mines. Okay, whatever, something like this. And we don't have the clickable functionality yet, but we just want to see if it works.
Yep.
So then what we need to do is in this app, we can call this like container. And then, so what we want to do is we want to map through the rows, and then we want to map through the columns, and then we want to display this whole big thing. Okay, so of the board. Yeah, so board map row, and then like an index. Okay. And then so we need to map through the row as well. So we can call this like index R or I or something. And then column, or yeah, I guess we need to do a row map here. So yeah, let me think. Yeah, I think this needs to be like row map, column, or like cell or something. Index, I guess column would be fine too. Okay, and then that is going to give us our cells. So we need to basically show these guys. Yeah, I think so. And then we need to make a grid. Yeah, so well, whatever. Let's see what this looks like for now. So we'll say cell. And we need to import cell. So let's see. Import cell. Okay.
Nice.
And so the cell has a is mine and count neighbor mine. So is mine will be let's see. I think this is just board ij, and then count neighbor mines or whatever this guy is. Count neighbor mines. Neighbor mines. Oh, no, just kidding. This needs to be out here. Okay, and then this is just going to be called mine count. Okay, and then ij as well. And then I think we need to give it a key. So key can be a string of like ij, and that'll be unique, I guess. Whatever, something like that. Okay, let's see what we have so far. So it says unexpected token at this line. Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Let me refresh it. You're seeing unexpected token as well, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Okay. Oh, okay, now there's like some red stuff. Okay, this cell disappeared again. Wait,
Can,
never mind.
Can you? Is this proper syntax, or you have to do like a?
I think it might not be proper syntax. Row map. Yeah, I think that's actually correct. Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the things I do really badly is I do these long maps and then I have a hard time figuring out where my error was actually. Yeah. The other thing we can actually do, so I think for this row, we actually need to make we probably need to make a div, to be honest, to have the row. I feel like.
Yeah.
So we need to have a div, and then the div needs to have the key. So this can be like I. And now we need to have this in here for sure. So then, let's see. So this is a row map Okay, and now the row is that part should be fine, and then the cell key can just be this.
Yeah, if we move this, we can probably get it back to your old syntax. So it's mapping
Okay.
the board for div. It's returning a div. It's mapping the specific cells in that div.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it's complaining about something else. Unexpected token, like it just has an extra opening.
48 here. It's complaining about the div apparently. Let's see. The cell's closed. This row is fine. Yeah, I guess you can also just put into GPT and say like what parenthesis did I forget or something just for the sake of this thing. I definitely need to. I noticed that during like some front end stuff I did, like I definitely need to figure out a way to write these things in a cleaner way without just throwing it to GPT, because it usually ends up being.
Okay.
I usually end up having these problems where I make these overcomplicated maps.
Okay, let's look at what you did different then.
Okay, cool, yeah. So this bottom one is what I did different? Or which one is the GPT one?
This is the GPT. This is the right one.
Okay, so div class container. So we have that. Board map. Oh, I don't have, or I didn't have this. Yeah, I didn't have that. Div key, that's all the same. That's all the same. Cell count is mine. Board, that's all the same.
To me, it looked exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just like one parenthesis off, and then
Okay.
that's also why. Yeah, I noticed in CoderPad, it's kind of a pain.
This. There you go. There you go.
Is it working now?
I don't know. Let's just copy the GPT one. I think I know what
Okay.
you're doing there, but
Yeah. Also, I feel like in VS Code, it's easier to see the errors because for me, it doesn't show like red or it doesn't update or something, and I had a lot of issues in CoderPad with this kind of stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so okay, it's showing something now. Cool. Okay, so it says it's all 0 also for some reason. Yeah, like the whole thing is just 0. So it shows the same thing for you too, right? So
Yep.
okay, so let's figure out why that is. So is mine okay, and then the count neighbor. So it's literally not populating this at all. Looks like, yeah. So let's go back to my app and let's see like what am I doing wrong. It's probably in this like use effect or something like that. So set board, new temp mine count, fill 0, temp mine count. Okay, I think what I need to do is I probably need to log these guys. So I need to log the temp mine count and the new board. Yeah, so let's do that. New board. Okay. All right, and then I can refresh.
I mean, yeah. There's some of them are RM though, but yeah.
Some of them are M.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw some M's.
But the neighbors are all wrong.
I think it's the way we're doing it here. If M. Why is there a 0 here? If it's mine, should it just do? Should this be like a is mine or count neighbors? This.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, I could do it that way, but I wanted to kind of show unnecessary info so I could make sure it's all correct.
Okay.
So let me just check here. So if I is 0 or this, yeah, if I is J or I is less than 0. Oh, I can be less than 0. That's actually fine. Oh, I see. Okay, so I had way too many. Yeah. So this is just wrong, actually. Yeah, that's why it's not working. Okay, so this part is basically wrong. So if this, then continue, and then we actually need to do not IJ, but we need to actually get the new. Okay, I see the problem. So we need to say like the new place is what it is. So we can say like let new row or const new row equals basically r plus I. And then the const new column is C plus J. Okay, and now we need to copy some of this, and we need to say, get rid of that. Okay, so new row, new column. Yeah, so I see the problem. The problem is it's just never populated. Okay, now ideally it does, but this is kind of a mess, so definitely you can improve a lot there. So, and we need to get rid of this. So yeah, so if it's the same cell, it's fine. If it's a different cell, we need to make sure we're not out of bounds. And now I feel like, actually, where does this need to go is the other question. Yeah, that's a good point. So this is also new board. Okay, I see. This is fine, I think. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, so do we have any other bugs? Or it's not, is it populating for you or is it bugging? Oh, it's bugging, I think. Let me reload this guy.
I mean, let me see. Why not just generate the neighbor? Like I starts at -1. It
Mm-hmm.
always starts at -1, right? But shouldn't that be relative to the row?
Yeah, that's why it's relative to the row. Yeah.
Oh, this is what this is doing here. I equals.
Yeah. So I'm adding I to. So I'm adding
Oh, I
down
see, I
here.
see, I see, I see, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just goes to -1 from -1 to 1, and if it's the same, that means or actually this okay. There's too many bugs. So if I equals 0 and j equals 0, that means it's the same cell. Okay, there we go. But it's still giving me a bug in the program output for some reason. So let's see what it is. Yeah, this the coder pad reacting is definitely very bad, I think. Let's see. Console log, what is the error? Missing semicolon. Wait, what? Gives you missing semicolon error? Are you serious? I mean, that's pretty
annoying.
crazy to me.
How
Yeah.
like go into ts config and let's change it.
TS config. I don't think it's in. Is it in there? Allow.js, check.js, skip. Yeah, I don't know.
Like it should somewhere specify the strictness.
I feel like that's like an
Whatever,
ESLint thing or
whatever,
something,
whatever.
right?
Like it shouldn't crash on that.
It might be in the V. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, what's breaking? Whatever.
Let's
It
see.
tells you the exact line though. 41. Let's go to 41.
So it says, let me find it. At console log. I mean, I can also just get rid of this console log. I don't need it. Does that fix it? Yes. Okay, I think we're getting stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this board is really big. So let's try to make the board smaller and then see if we get. So right now we're only getting like one neighbor. So let's just, for debugging purposes, let's make this like 5 by 5, and then see if we get more than one neighbor. Yeah, I think it's good now. Yeah. I think it's working. Because if we made the board 5 by 5, you see like a lot of things have a lot of neighbors. So I think we're good. And it doesn't. It also makes sense that when we only have 10 mines in a, I mean, this is a 400 cell board. Like we're not gonna have a lot of neighbors.
Let's do
So maybe
10
we
by
can add
10
more
then.
mines.
10 by 10 to keep it. 10 by 10 to just keep it 100 and more dense.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So now some cells have like one mine. Some cells have like 3 or 4. Okay. Awesome. So now we need to figure out how to actually display this correctly, which I think we got through the hard part. So we need to add a CSS file for the cell. Okay, and then we need to import it into the cell. So let's do that. So import cell.css. Is that working? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's think about how this thing needs to be made. So I think in this div, let's see. Yeah, in this div, actually, like this class name needs to be, this needs to be a row, and then we need to make the row, I think, like display flex or something is what the problem is. And then, yeah, every single row in here should be going left to right. And let's see if that fixes it. So we can go, yeah, I don't know why this is the way it is. So we'll go row, and then we'll just say like display flex, flex direction row. Okay, cool. So we have it correctly. Now we just need to make these cells like working the way they should be. And then we can add styling a little bit here. So we can say cell. So we can give it a like a border and stuff. So let's see. Yeah, so we can make it what's called border 1 pixel, solid block. Okay, it's not exactly lined up correctly, but it is at least like whatever. Yeah, I think I'm not going to focus too much on styling.
If we make the size big enough, like would
Of
it
the
just
what?
work?
Sorry.
Like if we make the size of the cells big enough, it should just like
Oh,
make
it
the
should just line
yeah,
up.
yeah,
I see. Yeah, yeah. I guess I see. We can make the dimensions the
yeah,
same. Yeah, yeah. So we can go like height is like 30 pixels or whatever big enough is, and then width, and then it'll just like be fine.
yeah. I think so. Like make it even.
Okay,
Yeah,
there's some
that's just
stuff
like
out of it still. Yeah. Okay, it is working. Maybe let's make this thing smaller just so we could see it easier. So instead of 10, we'll make it 5 by 5. Okay, and then we can always make it bigger later, but just for debugging, let's do this. Okay, so this seems to be fine now. So it tells us if it's a mine, if it's not a mine. Quickly looking at this, so we should have 10 mines. So 3, 7, that's all good. And then is every cell calculating the number of mines correctly? I think so.
Let's see. Let's go like this.
Oh, mine or the neighbors? Okay, awesome.
So we have mine. This says 2. This says 2. This says 3. I mean, yeah.
Then we can
This
go
is
like
3,
text align center.
4. It's looking good. Yeah, let's align those in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Doing that
so
now.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like just debugging in VS Code is just way faster than in here because you have to wait like 20 years for a refresh.
Okay.
All right, so
It's
we
looking
got
good.
that. So yeah, I guess the next part to add would just be to have it hidden by default.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do that. Have it hidden, and then like start clicking on the different cells
Mm-hmm.
and uncovering them.
All right, so we want to think like we can get rid of this now. So the component itself can start off as hidden, right? And then every time we re-render a table, I'm trying to think, yeah, every time we render a table, all the components should refresh. All right, so I think the hidden and not hidden should be in the cell itself. That should be, yeah, I think that should be in the cell. So we can say like const hidden or is hidden. Set is hidden. Can be in the cell itself. And then we'll make it true to start off. And we can import up here. Yeah, I definitely feel like I use a lot of features for front end that aren't available here, like auto imports or like save and insert semicolons and all these things that save you like a ton of time. Okay, it's giving me the same. Oh, I have it twice somehow. Okay, cool. So if it's hidden, what do we want to do? If it's hidden, I guess we show nothing. Otherwise, so I guess we never have to show the mine because if it's a mine, they just lose, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so we want to change the way we do this. So we want to go is hidden. If yes, then we show nothing. If no, then we show count neighbor mines, I guess. Okay. And now we want to give this like an on click where we can on click. So then we can just say so if is hidden, yeah, I guess if it's already hidden or if it's not hidden, I guess. So not is hidden. Then we can just do nothing. Or I guess we can do, yeah, so we can just do this way. So if it's hidden, we want to do something here. So set is hidden false. Otherwise, we want to do nothing. So I think I can just do it this way. Okay, nice. So we got stuff. So now the problem though is now we just show the neighbors, but we actually want to make this a little bit more complicated. So what we want to do, I think, in the app is we want to have like a game over state, and if it's game over, then do we want to even show the board or what? Or maybe we can have like a retry button or something and not show the grid.
What's happening here? Is there no more mines?
No, so yeah, so that's what I was saying. So the problem that's going on is it's only showing the count of the neighbors. We need to actually end the game when they click on a mine.
Let's just add a game over at the very bottom. Like not it doesn't need to be in a layover. But like just add like a,
oh, we'll just add at the very bottom of the app.
Yeah, like if this was like a
okay, cool.
fragment
yes.
or something.
Yeah. So we need to check this. So like is game over, and a set is game over. All right. And we'll say you state false. Okay. So if game over, yeah. So we can definitely do that. So we can go
There you go.
is game over and that guy. Right. So it's not going to show, but then when they do stuff, it'll show.
And they shouldn't be able to keep clicking
Mm-hmm.
if the game is over.
Well, we can let them keep clicking. We can just not let it do anything, right?
Yep,
I
yep.
guess like
Yeah.
so we can handle that in the so we need to pass the is game over state to the um to the cell. Yeah, so we need to pass the setter to the cell because once you click on a cell, that's gonna do some stuff. So we need to pass two more things. So I guess we can pass like is game over, and this will be is game over. And we need to pass the setter function. Wait, what did I do? Okay. All right, so we need to pass the setter function. So set game over. All right, I think we're good there. Now we need to get those in the cell. So, okay, so now we just need to make this more complicated. So because it's more complicated, we can just write the function in here instead. So const, we can just call this like on click or handle click or something. And yeah, so we don't need to take an event here. It'll just be a function like this. And then here we can just call that handle click to make it easier. So we'll just say handle click. Okay, so if it's game over, we just do nothing and return true, or we just return. Otherwise, if it's a mine, we want to set is game over to true and return. And then the last case is if it's not clicked on, right? So if it's I'm trying to think if it's a mine, it will always be hidden, so we don't have to check for that. Yeah, I think we're good there. So the last case is basically check if it's hidden or not. So if it's hidden, then we unhide it. So set is hidden false. And then I think that's it. Well, let's give that a go. And let's see what errors we got. Okay, so handle click. Looks like it's some error in this function. Oh, function. Okay, let's see if it works. Restart. Let me restart the coder pad. It's loading something. Is there a console error? Set is game over is not defined. Okay, let's see. I pass it down. So, I do set game over. So yeah, I guess I can do set is game over, and then set, I guess is that how I do it? Set is I don't know for you, but like for me, it also doesn't show the errors in the actual like it only shows it in the console. It doesn't like red things when things aren't there, which is also really annoying. Because that's like also a huge developer tool that like everyone uses. So. Okay. So set is game over.
So there's a small bug when I click on a mine, but it should uncover that mine still.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So let's do that. So it was mine. Let's uncover the mine as well. Yeah, I was gonna say like for the mine, what should we do? I guess we're only showing the neighbors, so we want to have a little bit more logic there. But yeah, let's uncover the mine. So we can say a set is hidden false. Okay, and now we can do what you said basically. So if it's hidden, do nothing. Otherwise, we need to check for is mine. And if it's mine, then we'll show like M or something. Otherwise, okay, I think this is good. Let's see if it actually loads. All right, so we click, nothing. Okay, looks like it's working. if it works for you correctly.
Yeah, see. One. Game over.
Yeah.
Like game over again.
Yeah, so anytime we click on a mine, it just game overs. I mean, we can try a bigger grid as well, but yeah, I think it's correct.
I keep hitting them. Let's reduce the number of mines. Let's just put like 2 mines. Let's see.
Okay. Good idea. Yeah, I guess that's also the nice thing about putting these variables at the top, because we could really quickly change this. So yeah, maybe actually we want to have this up here as well. So we'll go 2. And then we can go, we can get rid of this, and then we can say this. Okay, so that's 2. Unless I missed something. Let's see. Mines is not defined.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I still need that. So let mines. Okay. All right, let's give that a go. Well, I got the mine of the second one. Unlucky. Yeah, I guess also with 2 mines, the problem is like nothing's going to have a mine neighbor. But it looks like it's working. Yeah, so I have a mine, and then, yeah.
Nice. Looking real good.
Mm-hmm.
But then you could easily win, right? One. Let me try to win.
Oh, so we have to check for the win. So if we don't, like if we never hit a mine.
Yeah. Let's get the win state. We don't have to worry about like the recursive part. I mean, this is just a front end interview. I want to implement DFS. So let's just get that last part working. We could stop it here.
Okay, so
yeah, this is good though. Like, yeah, it's working.
Yeah, I feel like the main thing is if I was doing this in my terminal, I would just save like 20 minutes or 30, because I would like it's way faster to see the errors and all these things. Okay, so you're saying if you don't click on a mine, let's just say like a U1 or something like that.
Like if you click on everything but the mine, you won.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Weird. Suddenly just lost. Oh, I think when you update, I lose.
Yeah. I'm like updating stuff. Okay. So I guess the way to handle that is we want to actually have another state probably of like how many mines we clicked on, and if we clicked on the right amount of mines, like the game over will be fine. That actually we need to set as game over. Yeah. So if we clicked on like n by n mines, and the thing updated, then we need to say is game over, and then we also need to say is winner, essentially. So we can do that as well. So we got another state. So did win, or like 1 set 1, and then we'll have this false. We can probably clean up state here in some better way. Yeah, like we can do this in a like we can't only just have cells. We can't only just have a state of like how many cells we clicked on, I guess, and that would be fine. And then we can just do some logic. So we can say like cells clicked on, or cells clicked, and a set cells clicked. Okay, and this will be 0. So what we want to do is we want to say if this is n by n, then you won. And we also need to pass this down into the cell. So we need to say like click cell equals this. Okay, and then we need to add that in as well. So click cell into the cell and click cell. Okay, so if it's game over, we do nothing. If it's mine, we lose, so we don't really care. Okay, this is the other one. So if it's hidden, we want to set hidden false, and we want to click cell, and then we can just take the previous value and add 1. We can do it in this format. And then now we just need to check in the app if we clicked on. Yeah, and I guess we need to check if we clicked on the right thing, and we can set an is game over then. Yeah, so we can just do that anywhere outside. Yeah, so we can say here, I guess, like if the cells clicked equals n by n, then set is game over to true in here. And then we can just have that check and have some stuff here. So is game over, and then we can have another thing here. So we can have like Let's see. Self-click, set game over to true. And we can say, yeah, this guy, copy it again in here. So if this is, yeah, basically we want to check for this state here. So if this is true, then we want to show a p tag with u1 or something. Could definitely find some simpler ways to do this, but
M times n. If you click all of them, should it be like n times n
oh
minus?
yeah, yeah, it should be n times n minus mines. Yeah, you're right. Minus mines. Yeah, minus mines. And then we can do that. Where else did we do that? In the cell. No, we don't really care. Yeah, we just need to do that as well here. And then, yeah, something like that. Or mines. Okay. Let's see. It looks like we got some error. The cell's clicked on. And another, wait, where did this come from? Cells clicked on. Minus mines. Oh, this needs to be like this.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, this is, yeah, I definitely need to stop doing these like super complicated, or not super complicated, but just these nested like maps and whatever's, because then when there's a bug, it becomes hard to find. Okay, let's take a look. So I guess we can test this really easily by doing no mines if this board is even working, if we don't have any other errors. Let's see. So we have an error. All right, is it loading?
No, it's like it's an issue with the syntax again.
Okay. Yeah, so it seems like I run into that a lot. Well, we can, there's like an easier way to write all this stuff for sure. Okay, so it's game over, and cells click mines.
I feel like it shouldn't be like, it should be just like this.
I think you need to have like, yeah, I think maybe
When you start
have
nesting them, it trips out, I think.
If you try nesting them.
Or how does it look now? Wait, let's see. There's like, oh, there you go.
Oh,
that
it's
should work.
working, I guess.
Yeah. Like when you nest the curly brackets inside.
Oh, I see.
Like
well, I should be able to still do this, right? Like I should be able to put this.
Yeah.
Kinda.
But then you had like it in curly brackets. Yeah. Like,
I see. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I have too many. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Is it okay? So maybe let's test no mines and then see if we get a win. So let's try that. So added no mines. Let's refresh and see if we can get a win. Oh, the board disappeared. What? Did the same thing happen for you?
Yeah.
That's weird. How can that possibly happen to me? I have no idea. Too many re-renders. What? Oh, we have an infinite loop, I guess. Okay, so let's figure out why that is. Okay, I see. So we're just setting. So we're just setting it over and over here. So we can check for that. I assume, so it makes sense now. So basically what was going on is whenever we won, it would just mass spam the it's game over. Okay, let's try it again. Let's refresh. Actually, I think nice. That would yeah, I think that would work, right? Unless I screwed up the logic there. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I feel like with this problem, like asking the recursive one and the UI seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, maybe in a terminal, but especially in here when it takes a while to debug. Like, I feel like this was already kind of took way too long. So,
yeah, it's a lot, but.
Okay, cool.
Like a lot of the times, what I've actually seen is there already be some boilerplate, but I didn't have time to set that up. So
yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Where like, and I did see that where like, if you already have functions to do a bunch, then you can kind of ask these things. But all from scratch seems like takes a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Let me try playing it real quick.
Okay.
See if I can win. 1-0-0. Oh.
Yeah, like I know I did like Wordle on my like VS Code, but I feel like in here it would take twice as long. because the
One
errors
one.
are just super
Okay,
annoying.
the one is definitely here.
How many mines are in here? It looks like 5. Okay.
One is definitely here. Here. Oh, three. Oh, 5 mines? Okay, okay, okay. This is fun.
5. Yeah.
Um,
Okay, well now you got a
this is
lot of
definitely
it.
a one right there. There's definitely one. No, I
Oh,
think
in
this one's
between all
good. This one's
those?
good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gotta be right.
there's gotta be because if this is one, it would have been two. Okay, this is
Hmm.
two. Okay, if there's a one here, if there's a two here, wait, let me think. If
So if you
there's a
think
one
there's a
here,
mine,
okay, no, this one's good for sure. Okay,
okay, okay,
if this one's zero, this one's zero as well. Wait, see.
nice.
If this one's a one, there
So if
has to be
that's
something.
0, there can't be a mine there, right? So that has to be a mine
This has to
for
be a mine,
sure.
right?
Yeah, those two both have to be a mine. Yeah, yeah.
Damn. Okay. But there's one right here. This has to be a mine right here, or it could be right here.
I think your chat's covering up like some of it,
Oh
so I
shoot.
can't see the whole
Okay, okay,
thing.
cool. This is actually fun. Okay, what should we hit next? Let's...
Yeah, so definitely those two are mines, and then I guess one of the. Oh, so I think that one can't be a mine.
This one can't be a mine because it's right here, right?
Yeah. So
Or this one
well,
can't be a. Oh, this one can't
sorry, I
be a
have a
mine
delay
either.
too. I have a delay. So 1-1 can't be a mine. Like location 1-1 can't be a mine.
Yeah, because the mine's right here. This one
No,
can't be.
I think actually none of those two can be a mine. So yeah, both of those are good.
This is definitely a mine right here then.
No, the one to the right's a mine, right?
Where?
The
This?
one in the middle of the box is a mine.
Yeah,
So the
this is a
one
mine.
yeah, I can't. So the one to the left of that can't be a mine because there's a 1 there, right?
Yeah.
So that can't be a mine, and then
This one can't be a mine, too.
yeah.
Because
So
the
the one to the
one.
left,
This would be
yeah. So
two.
that so sorry. I guess I'll just give you the row and column. So row 2, column 1 can't be a mine,
Yeah.
and then
Okay, these are all mines then. Oh no no one.
row 3, column 1 can't be a mine either
Yeah, this one right.
because yeah. Yeah, I think the one to the left of the 3 can't be a mine, and then those 3 are.
Yeah, this one can't be a mine because it's this one. Two.
Okay, so I think you found most of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I uncover one more, I win.
Okay, I guess we'll find out if that part works.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
So yeah, I think the one right next to the left of the 3 can't be a mine.
Why?
Yeah, that one. I think because there's a 1 that's next to the other one, and so there's going to be 1 there. So yeah, I think that one's the last one.
Wait. See which one? Wait. There's one here.
So you see the one at
Oh yeah.
2
This would have
2.
been. Oh yeah. 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 Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Let's get
Did you
it.
win? Okay.
Yeah. That was actually fun.
okay.
Cool.
That's pretty funny.
All right. How do you think you did on the interview?
I definitely feel like like a lot of it is me writing things that are just like way too messy that I can clean up. So I think a lot of it is just like code quality. But I am pretty happy that I got it working because I was kind of like, yeah, I was like, there's probably no way I can write the recursive thing and have it all working and figure out what state I need to transfer. But yeah, I think the main thing is just code quality and code cleanup. Maybe there's some more reusability that I can use. And yeah, try not to do these like array fill map things because then it becomes messy. Also, doing the neighbors was there's probably a cleaner way there too. Because like if you look at it, it's kind of confusing what the hell's going on.
Yeah. One thing I've seen people do is when they create the mines, or one thing that I was thinking is like the board, like I wouldn't separate the board and the mine because the mine count is part of the board. The way I think about it, like you have the board where there's the mines, and then the other cells would be like the number of mines in those cells. Like the board state should just be one state instead of managing like two arrays.
So you mean just have like a is mine or not, and then neighbor in the cell,
Let's see.
or have like an object or something in there?
Yeah, what I'm thinking is like we have the board state, and maybe then we have like a set of like is hidden or not. Is hidden.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we can also just have an object of like is mine and mine like num neighbors or something, and then this can be in the cell, right? Like this can be in every cell. That would work too.
Yeah, like let's see, it could
or just a tuple of two variable or two integers would be fine.
or just be like a bunch of like the board would just be m's, zeros, zeros, ones, two. That way we could just like
Oh, I see what I see. I get what you're saying. So you're saying if it is a mine, I don't really care about the neighbors. So I see. Yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah.
like it'd be
Yeah.
like it could be like mine and like what like that way it's easier to reason about the board like instead of having content
Yeah.
states.
Yeah. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah,
Then
for
we could
sure.
just uncover like it would be like this.
Yeah, then yeah, I wouldn't have to do that. Like, is it a mine or not? Or yeah, no, this makes a lot. I can just uncover. Yeah, this would be a lot simpler. Yeah, I didn't think of that. That's a good point. And I'd reduce state as well. That
And then
makes
like
sense.
yeah, I think with generating the neighbors, yeah, yours is fine too. What I've seen people do is like if it's a mine, then they just loop through the neighbors and like add one to it, kind of thing. It's like then add
Yeah,
another.
that's fine too. I think in this way it would be a little weird because you don't want to add one. Well, I guess you could. You could loop through the neighbors and add one, and then if you're putting a mine in one of the numbers you have, like whatever, you just override it. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
putting like setting the neighbors when you're putting the mine. Also, obviously for efficiency, that'll be better because if you have 10 mines in a huge grid, like that's pretty fast. You don't want to loop through the whole grid unnecessarily. So yeah, it makes sense.
yeah. It's like if it's very sparse, right? Pretend it's sparse, and I only have to add five.
Right. Then you would just loop through the neighbors. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yep. And then is
But
hidden, make a
that's kind
stat.
of
Makes sense too.
yeah. Like the main reason for this would be like the state of the board. Like the board should just be its own state. It's like you
Mm-hmm.
should be able to like look at the board. Like hidden could be just like an extra thing to just like hide if you could see it or not. But this is like yeah, I think it would be a little cleaner that way. But there's multiple ways to do it. Your way works as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. What other notes do I have? I think at one point you had the mines outside, like you're generating the mine count outside of the use effect, which means it would run
Oh
every
yeah.
single time. So it'd just
Yeah,
be
for sure.
unnecessary work on each re-render kind of thing.
Yeah. And especially if the board was big, that would be pretty costly. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Otherwise, no, it's pretty good. Like definitely with like the one thing I noticed, yeah, with the syntax was you tried to like row map a couple times when it was or like using these internally
Mm-hmm.
too much. Like you could only use these in the context of you're inside a div or you're inside of a component once.
Yeah. I need
If
to
you
think about it more because this was like a little bit. I do feel like though, like I said, if this was in VS Code, it would be a lot easier because it's really fast. Like I don't have to reload and wait for like 20 seconds. That
yeah,
saves me a lot of time, and it
which
also shows you the right errors and stuff.
like if this is it, this wouldn't work because it's not like these ones are in the context of this one, kind of like this.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so you have to like put it in the context of a div kind of thing. Otherwise,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Or is
I,
it?
I thought about it that at the end I realized that like this doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I guess I could practice some of those, like making some nested like maps or whatever, and then make sure those are fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you can work with 2D, you can work with 1D easy. But like overall, no,
Yeah, of
like
course.
really good though. Let's see. No, like you got it working. I mean, how long did we spend? Like an hour 18, I think, or like an hour ten.
Yeah.
There's like
I could easily get it to under an hour for sure with like all of that. Yeah, absolutely. With improving a little bit. Yeah.
yeah,
And I
cool.
think a normal front end interview is probably, if I had to guess, like 50 minutes, 45, something like that. So
Yeah,
I think I could easily get it in like 45 minutes, to be honest, if I like just clean up a bunch of the stuff. Yeah, it makes sense.
nice. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here. But I think overall, good job. Like you like where I'm testing candidates a lot of the time when I'm running the front interviews. It's like, do
Mm-hmm.
they understand how state works? I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
clearly talked up because some candidates would straight just use the variable in there. So I need to
Yeah,
make sure they
yeah.
understand how state works and then like how to set the state. You're like able to
Mm-hmm.
set the state. There's also bugs when because people don't realize when you set the state then it re-renders. Sometimes they like set the state and then like try to use it right away, but it kind of like when you set the state it re-renders.
Oh yeah, that's why I made the new variables. I think because yeah, if you, I think I ran into those errors when I first started using React, where I'd set a state and then access it, and I'd be like, well, I just set it. Why can't I? Because it's
Yeah,
like async. There's a delay. So yeah,
exactly.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's like things I'm watching for. Can they manage state? can they manage use effects? Like, can they manage hooks? I mean, like you added
Hmm.
the dependencies correctly.
Hmm.
Like if you added less dependencies, it would have re-rendered every time. If you added like, I mean, I don't know what else other ones you could add here, but it may have not ran enough.
So I think the main things is if you have a state in a use effect, then you need to add it to the dependency array, which might cause too many re-renders. So you need to kind of think of a way to like write it correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I was accessing board in here somewhere, then I'd have to add it to the dependency array.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Set is game over. I think it's fine. Yeah. Overall, I think it's good. Yeah. It's pretty much what we would expect. I mean, yeah, you're able to work with the CSS well. Yeah, everything was good.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect like obviously if you were doing this by yourself, you would have like had it would have been a lot cleaner. But like during the interview, like you did some stuff that was probably like less clean. But like if you're yeah probably doing this by yourself.
Yeah, you're like less nervous in an editor. Yeah, yeah. I think one of the biggest things is just like getting used to the coder pad. I don't know if like most of these front end things, like there's just this delay of like what's going on. Is there an error? I don't know, and it takes like 30 seconds for it to like catch up or
Yeah,
something.
that's
Especially
why it's
these
good to
infinite
practice
loops.
on here too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
this
yeah, for
is like
sure, for
what
sure.
people actually use in order to run their interviews.
Yeah, yeah,
But
for sure.
Paul, yes, we beat it at the end. Look at that, we won. But yeah, all right,
Beat it. Oh
Alpha.
yeah, beat it.
Let's
Yeah.
let's do the other one tomorrow. We're gonna do a front end. I'm gonna stop this video here.